Hello. I'm super excited to give you all a formal introduction to myself through some interesting experiences, periods of growth, and uh, just overall dreams I have for the future. So, my name is Jackson Sullivan, and I'd like to start off with a interesting story about myself. And this will actually be the time I was stranded at sea, and it's not that dramatic, but it's a great way to pump up the story, I guess. So, anyways, me and my cousin were at the beach one time with our family, and we snuck out at about 5 a.m. And none of the parents were awake, and we thought it would be a great idea to take this inflatable raft into the ocean. So we did. And about, I'd say, an hour in, we realized, oh, wait, there is no shore over there. And then we looked over here, no shore either. And we were like, oh, shoot, we're in the middle of the ocean. So after that, we sort of had this moment where we yelled at each other. Some things I cannot say. I mean, it was pretty rough. I'm surprised we're still friends after that. But then we eventually just paddled and we found our way back. But um, once we got to where shore was, we realized that our entire raft was surrounded by jellyfish, and that was not a good moment because then my cousin lost it and yelled at me again. And then I yelled back at her, and then eventually it got to where she pushed me in, and I had all these jellyfish around me, and I started freaking out. But I didn't get stung, so it was okay. But we eventually made it back about an hour later. So at this point it was like eight or nine, and no one had woken up yet. And so we just never told anybody, and that's how it's gonna stay, you know, except for you guys, I guess. And so that's my interesting story. But I also have like other stories, not just interesting ones, and I'm gonna use that to transition into a story of personal growth for me, which would actually be this recent semester, not this second semester, but the previous semester. And in that semester, coming from high school, I was, good grades, all this stuff. And I got here, and then I just fell into a bunch of bad habits of just like not going to class, all this, because I went into the classes and I was like, how to be a good student, and I was like, I'm not wasting my time with these classes. These are so boring, and this information I already know. Well, that doesn't get you the A. So my grades started slipping, and then I got really stressed, and I sort of just lost everything that I had originally been about, and I had a lack of identity moment where I was, who even am I supposed to be? What do I even want to be? And it took me a little bit of struggling and bringing myself back together and just pushing through everything to realize that I want to be someone who doesn't get is not scared of getting in situations like that and still has the strength to get out of them. And so that was probably my biggest personal growth moment in my entire life, I would say. And then after like establishing that I wanted to be this person, it sort of got me thinking about like my future, what goals I want to achieve, who I want to be in the future. And a lot of those goals have to do with like family and stuff. I want to have a family, and I also a nice house. I've always wanted a lake house, or a house by the ocean is my real dream, but we'll see if that happens or not. Um, for the rest of college, I'd say just get good grades, get through college. Uh, I am part of the ultimate frisbee team here. Being captain of the frisbee team would be great. Working on that right now. And right outside of college, I'm thinking about maybe a gap year, just saving up a ton of money and traveling, because I want to do that before I, you know, have to get a job. I can't do that much anymore. So that's something I'm sort of nervous about. I'm still trying to work out. But I hope that was a good introduction to me by sharing my interesting story, my sad story of personal growth, and some of my aspirations for the future. And now that you know me, I hope I get to see and talk to you in real life at some point instead of over a computer. But thanks for listening.